Daphne Reborn. What an impactful project that was. What an extraordinary, powerful video that was. I was in the earthquake zone 2 months after the earthquake in April last year with Oya. And I'll never forget some of the scenes I saw there. And it gives me great pleasure to watch videos like that, of case studies that have been successful in terms of the impact they've generated and the lives they've changed. Big events in our planet, in our world, happen like the earthquake all the time. It's a complicated world these days, very fast-paced, constantly changing. It's actually really difficult to keep up with everything and make sense of everything. So if you feel overwhelmed, it's okay. If you feel tiny, it's okay. If you feel like you cannot change the world on your own, it's okay, because you can't. Our country is one of the most complicated countries in the world. It's okay to know that you're not going to be able to change our country on your own. But let me give you another perspective that I found very helpful myself, which you might also find helpful. I'm going to use the same analogy of the mosaic. Imagine the world as a massive picture, a mosaic, with millions of little pieces, constantly changing color, shade, moving around, things happening. You look at it at a given point in time, you see a picture. You take a step back, give it some time, you look at it again. So many pieces have changed that it's a slightly different picture. You do the same thing, again it's a slightly different picture. And eventually, it's a completely different picture. Think about the Turkey we grew up in the 1980s. At least some of us grew up in the 1980s, 70s, 90s. Think about that picture, that mosaic. Now think about the Turkey in the 2020s. It's a completely different picture. And this hasn't happened with one event. It's happened with millions of little things that have happened over time that has changed the picture completely. Now hopefully, tonight, everything you've heard so far, everything you've seen, has made you realize that over the last 7 years, we've been changing lots and lots of mosaic pieces with your donations. We have supported more than 260 projects. We've reached almost 1 million people. That's 1 million pieces we turned. We changed the color or the shade of. Maybe it was your donation that helped the woman in the video 3 days after the earthquake. House destroyed, maybe family lost. Your donation may have made her get back on her feet. Be productive, do something, make money, make that soap that's sitting on your tables, and be part of a community and completely change her attitude. She could have turned this color, but your donation made her turn that color. And she's now making money and taking care of her child as well. Or maybe your donation may have helped a young girl in Turkey, in Anatolia, whose town we brought, thanks to your donation, a coding workshop. She checked it out on a Saturday, and her mind was blown. She loved it. She couldn't believe what she can do on the computers. It's the first time she's experienced this. She wants to study, she wants to learn, she wants to finish high school, she actually wants to go to university. She'll be the first one in her family to do so. And she's talking to her dad tonight. Imagine this. A color that could have turned this way is turning that way. Or imagine a boy living in a coastal city. He loves nature, he loves outdoors, he loves the sea. He's seeing all these buildings being built, trees being cut, rubbish being dropped into the ocean, into the sea. He doesn't know what to do. He feels really bad about it. Your donations help us make a workshop. Brings all the villagers together. We teach what the local community can do for the environment, and actually what it would mean for their local economy. They get it, and they're all part of it, and this boy is truly inspired. He's found a mission. Again, a color that could have turned that way, a piece turns a different color, thanks to you. You change one boy, you change one girl, you change a school. You change a school, you change the next school. You change 2 schools, you change a village. You change a village, you change a town. You change a town, you change a city. You change a city, you change a country. And yes, you change a country like Turkey, and you change the world. Turkey's in the middle of an incredibly complex geopolitical area. And it's tremendously important that we get Turkey right. And I'm really hoping, with everything you heard tonight, that you will want to keep turning a lot of these mosaic pieces, so that in the next couple of years, when we look at Turkey in the 2030s, we're seeing a completely different picture than today. It's possible, you've already started to do it, and I very much hope you'll continue to do it with us in the next couple of years. So here's my ask. Let's not wait for another earthquake or major disaster to raise the kind of money that we were able to raise last year. I would argue today, children's rights in Turkey is as important, as topical, as momentous, and as critical as any disaster relief effort we've done so far. And it needs a similar amount of funding. Likewise, gender equality, culture and the arts, environment and sustainability, or generally supporting civil society. It's in your hands to continue to change these pieces and make a huge difference. And we are grateful for your support. Now, here's how I'm going to ask you to do it. There are QR codes that you can see on the screens around you and on the pieces of paper that's on your chair in the back. I'd like you to pull out your mobile phones. I know you have a few around the room. I saw a few of you looking at them. That's absolutely fine. Point your camera to the QR code and then follow your heart's desire. If anything you heard tonight has moved you, if anything has inspired you, or made you feel like you want to turn a few more pieces with us so that we build the Turkey of tomorrow faster, then I hope you'll find it in your heart to support our causes. And I'm going to say one last thing. Oya said something about small donations versus large donations being all very important. I'd like to say something that's going to be a risky move for my marriage. But I'd like to say, please ignore Oya for the next 2 minutes as you're donating. Larger numbers mean we can turn more pieces, we can make a bigger impact. Feel free to add that extra zero if you feel like it. We want to really thank you for being here, for your partnership, for your friendship, and for your support. We're now going to let you get on with that while we serve desserts. And then, of course, the big musical treat of the evening is coming shortly thereafter. Thank you so much, everybody.